Narcotics Recovery 101 Radio. I'm one of their hosts. I'm going to tell you a war story from back in the day when I used to do heroin. I found myself on Main Street in Alhambra, California, and I had these 2 grams of heroin. But I didn't have anything to do it with. I didn't have a needle, I didn't have a syringe, I didn't have anything. And so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this, and I'm starting to Jones. I really need to figure out how to do this. So across the street, I saw this place, and it was called Unimart today. It was kind of like a Target is today, and it had a pharmacy in it. And I came up with this plan that I could go to the pharmacy and tell them that my grandfather was a diabetic, and I could get some needles. And I figured, well, let's try this. So I go to Unimart, and I go into the pharmacy, and I'm like 17 years old, and I'm telling this guy about how my grandfather's a diabetic, and he needs his insulin, and he don't have any needles, and he sent me down here to get this insulin needles. So the guy goes, no problem, and he gives me a box of insulin needles, and just has me sign for them. And I thought, oh man, this is great. I leave Unimart, and I go out, and I have my needles. But I need a syringe. So I figured going back into the pharmacy and buying a syringe after I just bought some needles probably wasn't a good idea. So I remember one of my friends saying that you could buy this marine eye drops, and they come with a dropper. So I said, well, let's try that. So I end up at the grocery store at the other end of the corner, and I go in and buy a bottle of marine, and there was this little dropper in there, and it fit just perfectly into the needle. And then I'm getting there, and I think, well, now I need a spoon. So I go over to the spoon department, dishware, flatware thing in this grocery store, which in those days all grocery stores had a little section where you could go buy a pot or a pan. In fact, some of the grocery stores still do now. And I stole a spoon. And now I got my spoon, I got my needle, I got my eyedropper. All I needed is someplace to do it. On the other corner was a gas station. And in this gas station, in those days, most of the restrooms you entered from the outside. And I had slammed heroin in this gas station before. So I ended up in this gas station with my outfit that I'd assembled along the way, and I did my heroin. And that's how far you'll go to do drugs.